I've always been a fan of the Tesla Model S design. It's a very clean looking and beautiful sedan with super clean lines. And the fact that this came out in 2013, I believe, and it still looks fresh, it's just proof that it is a timeless design that's going to look fresh even 10 years from now. But the thing I always wanted to see was a Tesla convertible. So what we're gonna do in this video is actually take this Model S, chop it up, and turn it into a convertible. It's not going to be, I know Tesla already has the Roadster, which was the first car that they actually produced in 2006 or 8, I believe, but this is not going to be in that category. That was more of a proper sports car. What I'm looking for is more of a California cruiser style that you can cruise along the beach in. So what we're gonna do here is take this Model S, we're gonna of course chop the roof off. And when we chop this part off, that is obviously going to have some issues when it comes to this design that needs to be solved. First of all, we need to figure out how this edge here, where the car ends, is going to blend into the rest of the design of the car. We also need to figure out what to do with this E-pillar that's obviously not going to be there anymore. And there is a lot to do with the interior as well, since everything is going to be exposed, so we need to figure that out as well. Another thing I want to do, which is going to be a major change, is to turn this into a two-door. So I want to get rid of this door right here. And that means that I want to also extend the length of this cut line right here. I want to make this door, this length, I want to stretch it out to probably around here to make it more like a coupe door, which usually are longer than a four-door. That means we need to move back the cut line to about there, and also move the door handle to this place somewhere around there. So there's a lot of chopping that's gonna go into this redesign, and of course we need to figure out the background as well, because we have the ocean back here, so we kind of have to have the same background in the window and also in this part where the car is no longer going to be covering the background. With that said, let's jump in, let's get the scalpel, and let's get to work on this Tesla convertible. Alright, so here we are in Photoshop, and it's time to get chopping with this Tesla Model S and turn it into a beautiful looking convertible. What I want to keep is the classiness of the Model S. I don't want to mess with any of the lines. And since we're removing one of the key lines, which is the roof line, we kind of have to think about that and how to keep that elegance of the Model S without that roof line. So that's what I'm working on right here. I found this interior image that I just copy pasted. I'm going to use that as a reference. Of course, we're going to have to change, for example, the seats to make them more Tesla looking. And I don't like the color of the interior as well. I want to make it black. So those are details that we're going to be working on throughout this video. A cool thing about the Tesla Model S was it was the first electric car to receive the Motor Trend Car of the Year award, and this was back in 2013. But due to franchise dealership laws, Tesla's sales model is illegal in 6 states. You as a consumer or customer have to purchase a vehicle from a dealership. How it works with Tesla is that they sell it directly to the customer, and that makes it illegal in 6 states. One thing I was wondering about when these cars first came out is the battery life. Is it going to go bad after a while? And of course it will, because it works like any other lithium-ion battery. It will go bad after a certain amount of miles. But Tesla will swap out your battery for less than $60. The Tesla Model S was designed to easily replace the battery in 90 seconds. Despite only delivering 76,230 vehicles in 2016, Tesla Motors had amassed incredible market value and surpassing Nissan, Ford, and even General Motors. Their Gigafactory is the second largest building in the world, second only to the factory of airplane manufacturer Boeing. The factory employs 6,500 people, and the way they make the lithium-ion batteries for the Teslas is that they recycle entire trains to create the batteries. The Gigafactory is capable of producing about 500,000 electric cars per year. I would say the biggest benefit with having an electric car, aside from the environmental impact that it reduces, is that you don't have a lot of moving parts in a Tesla or in any electric car. So there are only 6 parts that you need to replace on a regular basis, and those are, of course, the wheels and the 2 wiper blades. That's it. Something I really love about Tesla's philosophy when it comes to producing cars and its mission to advance the electric car technology is that all of their patents are open source. So any manufacturer can take whatever invention Tesla comes up with and apply it to their car design. I think that's a really cool strategy to go forward with, because in the end, we're all on the same team when it comes to technology and reducing carbon footprints. Now let's talk about this redesign and how things are going here. So right now I want to move back the door and make it into a beautiful 2-door instead of a 4-door. Since we have a convertible top, doesn't really make sense to have a convertible 4-door. So what we need to do is fill in this cut line that's already here for the Tesla Model S and move that backwards. So what I'm doing, I'm actually copying the information from one part of the car and painting with that exact color onto the line that I want to remove. And that way we don't have to figure out what specific color we need. We don't have to manually pick it. We just use a color picker to pick the color and then paint over the line that we had there. That's the magic of Photoshop. And then of course we need to move the handle to the correct position. I don't want it in the back there. It has to obviously be on the door. We can't have the door handle be outside of the door cut lines. Now moving on to the interior. I did change the color to a darker leather color or whatever material you want this to be, but still the shape is kind of off. It doesn't look Tesla. So I'm gonna come back to the interior at a later point and fix the seats, make them look more like the stock Tesla Model S seats. I'm not gonna go crazy with redesigning the Tesla Model S itself. I want this to look like it could be a Tesla convertible that came out today. And as I said before, I think this Tesla Model S design is going to only get better with time because it's such a simplistic design with very clean lines. So there is really nothing that I want to mess up. We could, for example, just change this chrome bar at the rear to make it black, maybe have it be carbon fiber or something like that instead of chrome. And maybe we could do the same with the down there at the diffuser. We have another chrome list, but at the same time, it's supposed to be it's a convertible, so it's supposed to have some elegance. And I think a few chrome details on the car will actually add to the design of this convertible. Same with the door handle. I don't want to make the door handle black. I want to keep that in chrome or a shiny metal look. So I might want to keep the lower part of the diffuser silver as well to kind of have some other part other than the door handle and the A-pillar be silver. So it connects both from the front with the A-pillar to the middle with the door handle, and then we have the back at the lower part of the diffuser being silver. And also, of course, the wraparound line that goes around the interior is silver as well. And as you just saw, I had to change the what you can see through the window because it was some weird background, and we can't have another background through the window than the rest of the background. So I had to add some ocean, copy some ocean, and paste it into the window there and erase what I didn't need to make it look real. Also, I want to switch this so that we have the steering wheel on the correct side. That means that I need to copy this Model S font at the back and switch that over to the correct side. If I were to buy a Tesla Model S, this is probably the spec I would choose. I love these wheels. I think the same thing there with the wheels. It's just a classic looking design that I think is going to look very fresh even 10 years from now. It fits the overall car. It looks like a turbine almost, and it looks very cool, and especially with black on black like this. And this color actually makes the chrome parts or the silver parts pop even more. All that's left to do now is some minor tweaks to the perspective, and of course change the interior to be more Tesla-like, especially the seats. But there are a few details that I need to change to have them correct in perspective. The rear part, for example, I need to lower one edge of that to have it be in line with the rest of the car. And I also want to add some shininess to this beautiful sunset picture of this Tesla Model S. Add some warm tones to the overall feeling of the image. Make sure you stick around to the end of this video. I'm going to show you the before and after pictures of this transformation. So we're coming to an end of this Tesla Model S makeover or redesign, turning the sedan into a convertible. And please, Tesla, can you build something like this? A weekend cruiser based on the Model S, or possibly even the Model 3. I think the Model S would look a lot better as a convertible because of the proportions. The Model 3 kind of looks a little bit too bubbly to make into a convertible. It would probably work, but I think the Model S would look better than that. I heard some rumors that Tesla might be doing or making a minivan, and that would be a lot of fun to see, and it kind of gets my fingers all tingly. I want to get into Photoshop and figure out what that could look like. If that's something that you want to see, just comments below and I'm sure we can make that happen. Thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today. I'm the Sketch Monkey and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.